Do you need to sterilize something or make sure something is totally germ-free? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you 4 different ways of doing that using nothing but the items you have already in your own home. Hi, and welcome to Problem Solver. Today, I'm going to show you in this video how to sterilize anything in 4 different ways. Now, sterilization, of course, means the killing of any type of pathogen, which includes bacteria, viruses, and parasites, to name a few. Now, the WHO, or World Health Organization, and the Center for Disease Control, or CDC, both agree that boiling water is the quickest, cheapest, and best way of destroying pathogens. That's because pathogens die at around 150 degrees Fahrenheit to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. That translates to about 66 degrees Celsius to 71 degrees Celsius. They say and recommend, and I'll include the links below about the documentation and research, that boiling water for 1 to 3 minutes is sufficient to kill such pathogens. Now, if you were in an elevation of higher than 6,500 feet or about 2,000 meters, you want to make sure it's at least 3 minutes. So, how do professionals actually sterilize their equipment? Well, they use what's called an autoclave. And that's a device that uses steam and pressure as well as heat to kill pathogens. The principle is that steam and heat at the same time is much more efficient and quicker at killing pathogens than using just dry heat alone. The best way to give you an example is if you've ever been at 100 degree Fahrenheit heat in the dry desert such as Las Vegas, it's uncomfortable, but imagine being at 100 degrees Fahrenheit in Florida or Thailand, where it's much more humid. It's miserable and feels much more warm and hotter. Well, the same thing goes with an autoclave. If you use steam and heat for about only 3 minutes at 270 degrees Fahrenheit or 134 degrees Celsius, that equipment can be sterilized by the end of that 3 minutes. But if you were to use just dry heat, it would take 2 hours at 320 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 degrees Celsius. So how are we going to sterilize our equipment at home? Well, we're going to use those 2 principles, boiling water or steam. Now, in boiling water, it's quite simple. We're going to take a pot. We're going to put our items into the pot, add water, bring it to a boil, let it go to a rolling boil for about a few minutes, 3 minutes especially if you are in a high elevation, and it's sterilized. So you've seen boiling water and how it sterilizes, fairly easy and straightforward. Well, there are 3 other ways to do it using the steam method, and method 1 with steam is using a crock pot or a pressure cooker. Second way is using a baby bottle sterilizer, and the third way is steaming it in a microwave. So with the pressure cooker, what you want to do is fill it with about maybe an inch of water. And then make sure that you have a tray or something that actually will prevent the items from touching the water to produce the steam. Place the items in the basket. Simple as turning it on and just pressing the steam option and let it run its course. Now, the other way of steaming is to use, like I said, the baby bottle sterilizer. If you have a young child or a baby, you probably have one of these. So it's as simple as running it through one cycle. Make sure you have the water in the well as described in the instructions. In this case, for this particular model, it's 5.5 ounces. You put your items inside here, of course, run it through the cycle, and when it's done, in about 10-15 minutes or so, depending on your model, it's sterilized. Now, the last method using the steam theory is the microwave. What you're trying to do here is create steam in an enclosed environment so that just like the baby bottle sterilizer, you're creating steam to kill the pathogens. What you want to do is take a microwave-safe dish or container, fill it to about maybe no more than a 1/4 inch. It doesn't have to be that much water. Place your items in, and of course they have to be microwave safe. You can't use metal, that's the limitation of that technique. You put the items in. Now what you want to do is you don't want to close it and seal it because that could create pressure and a small explosion. You just want to have enough of a cover so that steam can build up inside of the container and do its thing and sterilize and kill the pathogens. After you put it in the microwave, set it for about 5 minutes. Let the steam process take place, and by the time 5 minutes is done, your sterilization is complete. So no matter what method you use to sterilize your equipment, you want to make sure that you dry it out on a clean surface, such as a paper or cloth towel. Because if you put on a dirty surface, then all that effort was for nothing, right? So right here, I'm just going to place it in this clean cloth that was just laundered, being very careful not to burn myself. Let that air dry, or if you want, you can also dry it with another towel that's been cleaned if you're in a rush. So there you have it. All your equipment is sterilized using nothing but household goods. Now, if you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more informative videos like this. And if you found other ways of sterilizing your equipment using nothing but simple tools or household items, I'd love to hear it in the comment section below. Thank you.